boxing match. I was trying to kill that guy. And I wanted a second chance to get him. And that broke my heart once I found religion. And I fell in love with him later on. We became phone talkers.
In a world where legends walk among us, few names resonate as profoundly as that of George Foreman, known for his fierce prowess in the boxing ring and his remarkable journey beyond it. George lived life on his own terms, capturing the hearts of millions with his indomitable spirit, infectious optimism, and unwavering commitment to family and faith. As we explore the rich tapestry of his final years, we revisit the man behind the legend, a true testament to perseverance, reinvention, and the enduring power of hope. George Foreman's life was a riveting odyssey that began in the modest neighborhoods of Houston, Texas, where adversity and determination molded him into a fighter both inside and outside the ring. His childhood was steeped in challenges that demanded grit and resilience from a very young age. Born into a world where every day was a lesson in survival, he found solace and strength in boxing, an arena where discipline met passion. As a young man, he often remarked, "I learned early that every punch life throws at you is an opportunity to fight back even harder." That sentiment carried him through the hardships of his youth and into a career that would soon captivate millions. As he embarked on his professional journey, George's imposing presence and relentless work ethic quickly set him apart. The boxing ring was not merely a stage for his physical prowess, but a crucible where his character was continuously refined. Every bout was a testament to his ability to endure, evolve, and emerge victorious against all odds. Reporters and fans alike were mesmerized by his formidable combination of raw power and surprising humility. In interviews, he would often say, "I never fought just for the win. I fought to show the world that every setback is a setup for a comeback." His words resonated with audiences who saw in him not only a champion of sport, but a symbol of unyielding human spirit. Outside the ring, George Foreman lived a life as rich and complex as his storied career. His journey took him far beyond the glittering lights of boxing arenas. As he became a successful entrepreneur, a devoted family man, and a passionate advocate for health and wellness, his transformation from a bruising heavyweight champion to a beloved public figure was marked by his ability to reinvent himself time and again. The launch of his famous grill, for instance, was more than a business venture. It was an emblem of his philosophy to simplify life and promote well-being. He used his platform to stress that true strength came not just from physical might, but from the choices one made every day to nurture one's body and soul. "Life is about balance," he would say, "and sometimes the hardest fight is against the habits that hold you back." Throughout his life, George embraced every role with a passion that inspired those around him. As a mentor, he shared invaluable lessons, gleaned from decades of experience in and out of the ring. His candid reflections on success and failure revealed a man who never took his achievements for granted. He recalled moments of doubt and struggle with as much clarity as he celebrated his victories. Friends and family remember him as someone who could find light, even in the darkest moments. His ability to laugh at his own missteps, to learn from them, and to move forward with renewed determination was a guiding principle that influenced countless lives. "Every fall taught me to rise with more strength," he once confided during a rare, heartfelt conversation with a young protege who was seeking direction. In the later years of his life, George Foreman's days were filled with an extraordinary blend of reflection, celebration, and quiet purpose. The world had come to see him as more than just a fighter. He was a living legend whose story was interwoven with the hopes and dreams of many. Despite his monumental success, he remained approachable and grounded, a trait that endeared him to fans of all generations. His personal reflections became the foundation of a life philosophy that extolled the virtues of perseverance, gratitude, and humility. During one of his reflective interviews, he stated, "I've lived through battles in the ring and in life. Each scar is a badge of honor, a reminder of how far I've come." These words not only captured his personal journey, but also offered a beacon of hope to those grappling with their own struggles. The latest reports and reminiscences from those close to him paint a picture of a man who, until his final days, remained fiercely dedicated to the principles he preached. Even as the inevitable twilight of life approached, George continued to engage with the world around him with a spirit that was undimmed by time. His later years were characterized by a commitment to living authentically, embracing every moment with a mix of reflective wisdom and youthful exuberance. Friends recall how even in quiet moments away from the public eye, he would share impassioned insights about life, health, and the enduring power of love. Never let the world steal your joy, he would advise, his eyes twinkling with a warmth that belied the hardships he had once faced. Throughout his post-boxing career, George Foreman's journey was a masterclass in transformation. He became an advocate for healthy living long before it was a mainstream conversation. His personal commitment to fitness and nutrition was not merely a business tactic, but a genuine reflection of his desire to inspire others to lead better lives. He was known to visit community centers, schools, and hospitals, sharing his personal story and offering practical advice on how to overcome the obstacles that life invariably presented. His philosophy was simple, yet profound. True strength lies in caring for oneself and one's community. In 9-10 quiet moments shared over a meal or during intimate gatherings, he would remark, "I may have left the ring, but the fight for a healthy, fulfilling life continues every day." His legacy in this arena is evident in the countless individuals who have transformed their lives through the inspiration he provided. George's personal life was a vibrant tapestry of love, loyalty, and dedication to those he held dear. His commitment to his family was as legendary as his professional achievements. He often spoke of the unparalleled joy that came from spending time with loved ones, describing each family gathering as a cherished celebration of life's true riches. His approach to fatherhood and marriage was imbued with the same passion and sincerity that defined his public persona. Friends and family recall the warmth of his embrace, the twinkle of mischief in his eyes during playful banter, and the heartfelt wisdom he imparted during times of need. "Family is the foundation of everything," he would say, emphasizing that every success in his life was ultimately built on the love and support of those closest to him. In the twilight of his years, George Foreman continued to challenge conventional wisdom with his boundless energy and unwavering determination to live life on his own terms. He was a man who never stopped evolving, who never allowed the passage of time to erode his optimism or his commitment to making a positive difference. In his final reflections, he often recalled the early days when he first stepped into the ring, drawing parallels between the physical battles of his youth and the inner struggles that later defined his journey. His voice, gentle yet resolute, resonated with a timeless message that every moment, no matter how fleeting, is an opportunity to live fully, to love deeply, and to leave an indelible mark on the world. "I have fought my battles with every ounce of my being," he once said in an interview that captured the essence of his spirit. "And now I stand as a testament to the power of perseverance and the beauty of a life well lived." As news of his passing began to circulate, a development that left the world in a state of hushed disbelief, there was an outpouring of tributes that celebrated the multifaceted legacy of a man who had transcended the boundaries of sport. The latest headlines, filled with heartfelt eulogies and poignant recollections, underscored the profound impact he had on countless lives. Colleagues, competitors, and casual fans alike recalled not just the legendary bouts and explosive knockouts, but the man behind, the myth, a humble soul who had continuously strived to better himself and those around him. His parting words, shared in one of his final public appearances, were a rallying cry for those who believed in the transformative power of hard work, love, and unyielding determination. "I leave this world knowing that every struggle was a lesson, every victory a reminder that life is worth fighting for," he said, his voice carrying the weight of a lifetime of experience and the gentle assurance of someone who had truly embraced every facet of life. Even as the days turned into months after his passing, the memory of George Foreman continued to inspire new generations. His life was chronicled in countless memoirs, documentaries, and heartfelt tributes, each one echoing the sentiments of a man who had lived with unbridled passion and purpose. In reflective interviews that spanned decades, he recounted the importance of gratitude and the need to remain true to one's core values. His message was clear, that success is not measured solely by the accolades one collects, but by the lives one touches along the way. "Every punch I threw, every challenge I faced, it was all in service of a life that mattered," he once confided in a quiet moment of introspection. His legacy is woven into the fabric of sports history and into the hearts of those who continue to draw strength from his example. The evolution of George Foreman's public persona was marked by his remarkable ability to reinvent himself time and again. Long after the roar of the crowd had faded from the boxing arenas, he emerged as a vibrant entrepreneur, an impassioned philanthropist, and a tireless advocate for the causes close to his heart. His foray into business was driven by an innate desire to share his passion for healthy living with the world. The launch of his eponymous grill became a cultural phenomenon, a symbol of his belief that even the simplest tools could change lives for the better. In interviews with business leaders and fans alike, he was quick to attribute his success to a steadfast commitment to quality, authenticity, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. "When you put your heart into something, it becomes a part of who you are," he once remarked, a sentiment that resonated with consumers who saw his products as more than just appliances. They were emblems of a life well lived. Over the years, his influence extended far beyond the realms of sports and business. He became a mentor to countless individuals, offering guidance and encouragement to those seeking to overcome the barriers of their own lives. His life story was a living lesson in humility, resilience, and the power of second chances. He recalled with heartfelt sincerity the early struggles that many of us face and how each challenge was a stepping stone towards greater strength. "I wasn't born a champion, I was made one through the trials of life," he would say, his voice imbued with the kind of wisdom that only time and experience can bestow. His words, delivered with the quiet authority of someone who had seen both the heights of triumph and the depths of adversity, inspired many to take their own leaps of faith, believing that every setback was merely a prelude to a new beginning. In the private sphere of his later years, George dedicated himself to pursuits that nourished his mind and spirit. Away from the glare of the public eye, he immersed himself in reading, music, and quiet reflection. His home became a sanctuary filled with mementos of a life that had seen it all, from the triumphs of the boxing ring to the quiet moments of introspection in the twilight hours. He often spent long evenings in conversation with old friends and family members, recounting tales of his youth with a mixture of humor and candor that endeared him even more to those who listened. "There's wisdom in every wrinkle and every scar," he once confided in a softly lit room surrounded by loved ones. In those moments, he shared not only his victories but also the lessons learned from failures and the relentless pursuit of a better tomorrow. The narrative of George Foreman's life is a testament to the boundless possibilities that lie within each of us. It is a story of metamorphosis, of a man who managed to transcend the limitations imposed by circumstance and to forge a path defined by passion, perseverance, and an unwavering belief in the power of transformation. His journey from the gritty gyms of Houston to the global stage of athletic and entrepreneurial success is one that continues to inspire and resonate. In every interview, every public appearance, and every quiet moment of self-reflection, he demonstrated an abiding commitment to the idea that life's true victories are measured not in the trophies we accumulate, but in the lives we uplift and the dreams we dare to chase. "I never once imagined that my punches would echo so far beyond the ring," he mused in one of his reflective moments, his voice filled with both pride and humility. It is that same spirit, an unyielding belief in the goodness of life and the strength of the human heart, that continues to inspire generations. In his final years, as the world began to reckon with the bittersweet news of his departure from the physical realm, George Foreman remained as steadfast and optimistic as ever. His last public statements, filled with gratitude and a deep sense of fulfillment, resonated with the millions who had followed his journey from the beginning. He spoke openly about the inevitability of life's cycle, urging everyone to embrace each day with the same fervor and determination that had defined his entire existence. "Every sunrise is a gift, every moment a chance to start anew," he declared during one of his last televised interviews, a message that struck a chord with audiences worldwide. Even as the shadow of mortality loomed, he continued to live with the exuberance of a man who had conquered every arena he had ever stepped into. His passing marked the end of an era, but it also solidified his legacy as one of the most dynamic and influential figures of his time. Friends, fans, and admirers from every corner of the globe shared stories of how his example had transformed their lives. In the quiet aftermath, as the world looked back on his storied career and celebrated his myriad accomplishments, it became clear that George Foreman had left an indelible imprint on the hearts and minds of millions. His philosophy, that strength is found not only in the power of the body, but in the resilience of the spirit, continues to echo in the lives of those who dare to dream, to fight and to never give up. "I always believed that life is the greatest match of all," he once proclaimed with a hearty laugh, a statement that encapsulated his belief in living each day to its fullest. The story of his later years, in which he balanced the demands of a public life with the quiet joys of personal reflection, is a narrative rich with lessons on legacy, integrity, and the power of reinvention. Long after his fists had ceased their rhythmic dance in the boxing ring, George's legacy was carried forward by the countless individuals who had been touched by his journey. His life, chronicled in heartfelt interviews and celebrated in numerous tributes, became a beacon for anyone who dared to challenge the status quo and to redefine what it means to be a champion. In intimate conversations with those close to him, he would often reflect on the unexpected twists and turns of his life. Every round, every bout, every victory or defeat, it all taught me something invaluable, he explained with quiet conviction. It was this deep-seated understanding of life's dualities that allowed him to navigate the complexities of fame and fortune without losing sight of what truly mattered. In the final chapters of his remarkable journey, George Foreman exemplified the very essence of living fully, loving deeply, and fighting relentlessly for one's dreams. Even as his physical presence began to fade, his words and actions continued to inspire. In a memorable farewell address, delivered in a gentle, yet unwavering tone, he reminded his audience that the true measure of a life well lived is found in the legacy one leaves behind. I have given all that I could, and now I leave behind a story of hope, perseverance, and the belief that every challenge is an invitation to rise, he declared. Those who heard him that day felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude, for they knew that the spirit of George Foreman would live on in every person who dared to believe in themselves. As the world slowly came to grips with the finality of his absence, the narrative of George Foreman's life emerged as a mosaic of triumph, struggle, and unwavering determination. His journey from a humble beginning in Houston to becoming a global icon in sports and business was marked by moments of extraordinary brilliance and the occasional shadow of hardship. Yet, throughout it all, he maintained an infectious optimism that inspired those who followed his every step. His heartfelt reflections, punctuated by spontaneous bursts of humor and deep insights into the human condition, provided a roadmap for how to live a life that was not only successful but also meaningful. I never asked for an easy road, he once confided, but I always knew that every bump along the way was preparing me for something greater. In the echo of his final words and the lasting imprint of his life's work, George Foreman remains a figure who transcends the confines of mere legend. His life was an open book, each chapter rich with experiences that taught the world about resilience, hope, and the transformative power of self-belief. Even now, as people reflect on his extraordinary journey, there is an unmistakable sense of awe and admiration for a man who managed to redefine success on his own terms. His story, shared in hushed tones and loud declarations alike, continues to serve as a reminder that no matter how daunting the challenges one may face, there is always a spark of hope waiting to ignite the next great adventure. The memories of his spirited laugh, his measured wisdom, and his unyielding determination form a legacy that will be cherished for generations. In quiet moments of reflection, friends and family recall his candid remarks about the importance of cherishing life's simple pleasures, a philosophy that had guided him throughout his career and personal endeavors. I have always believed that the greatest victories are those that occur within the heart, he would say, a gentle reminder that the battles we choose to fight are often the ones that define us most profoundly. As we now stand at the threshold of his remarkable legacy, it is impossible not to be inspired by the myriad ways in which he redefined what it means to be a champion. His journey was never just about boxing, business, or even personal success. It was about the courage to face life's uncertainties head-on, to learn from every stumble, and to always rise stronger than before. In the end, George Foreman's life story is not merely a chronicle of fights won and lost, but a living testament to the power of the human spirit, a spirit that continues to shine as a guiding light for all who dare to dream. Every conversation he engaged in, every interview he gave, and every heartfelt comment he shared were imbued with the wisdom of a man who had seen the spectrum of human experience. I have been blessed beyond measure, and every scar, every mark on my body, is a reminder of the battles that shaped me, he once remarked in a rare moment of quiet introspection. It is these words, spoken with the sincerity of a life fully embraced, that have resonated deeply with people around the world. His unwavering commitment to his values, his genuine care for those around him, and his refusal to be defined solely by his physical achievements have cemented his place not only as a sports icon, but also as a mentor and a beacon of hope for countless individuals. In recounting the chapters of his life, one finds a narrative that is as complex as it is inspiring, a journey punctuated by moments of triumph, introspection, and the kind of raw honesty that only a life lived with purpose can yield. his story continues to be told in hushed reverence and joyful celebration, a reminder that the spirit of George Foreman transcends time and circumstance. Even as the world grapples with the reality of his absence, the essence of his legacy endures in the countless lives he touched, in the memories he created, and in the enduring message that no matter how hard the battle, hope is always within reach. George Foreman's life was an ever-evolving narrative, a symphony of resilience and reinvention that spanned decades and touched the lives of millions. His journey was marked by bold decisions, personal sacrifices, and moments of vulnerability that only served to enhance the legend he became. In his own reflective moments, he would often muse, "I've never been afraid to show my true self. Every wrinkle, every bruise, tells a story of battles fought with honor and a heart that never gave up." Those who followed his path witnessed not just the birth of a champion, but the evolution of a man who continuously sought to improve, to mentor, and to leave behind a legacy that transcended the fleeting nature of fame. In the final act of his extraordinary life, as the curtain began to fall on a journey that spanned so many roles and achievements, George Foreman remained true to the core values that had defined him from the very beginning. His final days were spent surrounded by the warmth of family and the deep affection of a community that revered him not merely as a boxer or an entrepreneur, but as a genuine force for good in the world. In one of his last recorded conversations, he gently reminded those gathered around him, "Life is a precious gift, and every moment is an opportunity to be kind, to be courageous, and to be true to who you are." It was a parting message that encapsulated the essence of his entire journey, a message that continues to resonate with those who carry his memory forward. In reflecting upon the life of George Foreman, one cannot help but be overwhelmed by the vast array of experiences that defined him. His legacy is a mosaic of triumphant victories and hard-fought lessons, of a man who transcended the confines of a boxing ring to become a symbol of hope, resilience, and unyielding determination. His words, his actions, and his unrelenting commitment to the betterment of himself and those around him will forever serve as a reminder that every challenge is an opportunity to evolve, and that every ending is simply the precursor to a new beginning. Even as the pages of history continue to turn and new legends emerge, the enduring influence of George Foreman remains unmistakable. His life was a masterclass in perseverance, a narrative that continues to inspire and motivate those who encounter it. Through his candid reflections, heartfelt interviews, and the enduring impact of his personal philosophy, he has left an indelible mark on the world, a legacy that transcends time and continues to serve as a beacon of hope for future generations. In the quiet aftermath of his final moments, as the world began to absorb the magnitude of his departure, tributes poured in from every corner of the globe. People from all walks of life recalled the lessons he had imparted and the inspiration he had provided through his unyielding example. His life, a testament to the power of perseverance and the beauty of living with purpose, remains a shining example of what can be achieved when one refuses to let adversity define them. "I fought for every inch of my life," he once said, his voice filled with both the wisdom of years and the vibrant spark of youth. "And in every fight I found a reason to live, to love, and to inspire." The legacy of George Foreman is one that defies easy categorization. It is not merely the story of a boxer who conquered the ring, or a businessman who revolutionized the way we live, but the chronicle of a man who, through every triumph and every setback, showed the world the true meaning of strength. His life remains an eternal inspiration, a call to all who dream big, who dare to challenge the odds, and who understand that the greatest victories are those that are fought with courage, integrity, and an unwavering belief in the power of the human spirit. Now, as we remember George Foreman and the remarkable journey he undertook, it becomes evident that his legacy is far more than a series of accolades and achievements. It is a living, breathing testament to the power of resilience and the enduring impact one individual can have on the world. His story continues to resonate, urging each of us to look within, to find our own strength, and to live every moment with the same passion and authenticity that defined his extraordinary life. In the end, the life of George Foreman stands as an epic narrative of transformation, a journey that transcended the boundaries of sport, commerce, and personal struggle. It is a story of grit and grace, of battles fought both in the glare of the spotlight and in the quiet recesses of the heart. His final years, marked by introspection and the relentless pursuit of betterment, offer a poignant reminder that the measure of a life is not found in the accolades one collects, but in the legacy one leaves behind. As the world continues to honor his memory, there is a deep sense of gratitude for the lessons he imparted and the hope he instilled in countless lives. George Foreman's life, in all its multifaceted brilliance, remains a beacon of inspiration, a guiding light for those who believe in the transformative power of determination, love, and the relentless pursuit of one's dreams. His journey, punctuated by moments of breathtaking triumph and quiet introspection, serves as a timeless reminder that every challenge is an opportunity to grow, every setback a chance to rise, and every moment an invitation to live fully and fearlessly. Even as we bid farewell to a man whose spirit continues to echo in the hearts of millions, his legacy endures in the lives he touched and the dreams he helped ignite. His parting words, reflective and imbued with deep gratitude, remind us all that the true measure of a champion lies not in the victories he achieved, but in the courage with which he faced life's inevitable trials. I have always believed that life is the greatest gift, and every breath a chance to make a difference, he once confided, a statement that encapsulated the profound wisdom of a life well lived. In remembering George Foreman, we celebrate a legacy that transcends the boundaries of time and space, a legacy built on the unshakable foundation of hard work, unwavering commitment, and an undying belief in the power of the human spirit. His story, from the early days of humble beginnings to the dazzling heights of global fame, is a testament to the fact that no matter where we come from, no matter what challenges we face, there is always hope, always a chance to rise, and always the possibility of leaving an indelible mark on the world. The extraordinary journey of George Foreman will continue to inspire those who hear his story, offering solace in times of hardship and encouragement in moments of doubt. His life is a mosaic of memories, each piece a tribute to the strength of the human heart and the transformative power of living authentically. Though the world may now be quieter in the absence of his physical presence, the spirit of his legacy will forever reverberate through the stories, the lessons, and the dreams of those he so profoundly touched. In the end, George Foreman lived a life that was nothing short of extraordinary. His legacy, etched in the annals of history, is a celebration of perseverance, a tribute to the triumph of the human spirit, and a reminder that every moment holds the potential for greatness. Through his words, his actions, and the countless lives he uplifted, he has left an enduring legacy that will continue to inspire and guide us for generations to come. As we close this chapter on a man whose journey encapsulated the very essence of determination, hope, and reinvention, we find solace in the knowledge that his spirit lives on, in the hearts of his loved ones, in the memories of those who cheered him on, and in the legacy of inspiration that will never fade. George Foreman's life reminds us all that even in the face of inevitable endings, the impact we make and the lives we touch remain forever. Every recollection of his life is a tribute to his unwavering strength and his unyielding belief that every challenge is an opportunity to write a new chapter in the story of life. His journey may have reached its final page, but the lessons he shared and the hope he instilled will continue to guide and uplift us all. In celebrating his legacy, we honor not only the champion in the ring, but also the man who, until his final breath, showed us that life is a fight worth every ounce of effort, and that every ending is simply a prelude to a legacy that will echo through eternity. George Foreman's story is one of passion, perseverance, and a profound commitment to living life fully. His life was a vivid tapestry woven from moments of unyielding courage, heartfelt compassion, and an enduring optimism that resonated with people across the globe. In each of his parting words, every shared memory and every lesson that continues to inspire, we find a glimpse of the extraordinary legacy of a man who truly lived by his own rules, a legacy that will remain a guiding light for all who dare to dream and to fight for a better tomorrow. His journey stands as a powerful reminder that the true measure of a person lies not in the accolades they accumulate, but in the hearts they touch and the lives they change. And though the physical presence of George Foreman may have departed this world, the echo of his spirit will forever resound in the stories we tell, the dreams we nurture, and the enduring belief that every battle fought with honor and every moment lived with purpose is a victory in its own right. In the final analysis, George Foreman lived a life that defied convention, that broke barriers, and that inspired generations to look beyond the superficial measures of success and instead focus on the enduring values of integrity, resilience, and love. His journey, as recounted through the countless memories and heartfelt tributes of those who knew him, is a vivid portrait of a man who until the very end embrace life with passion, courage, and an unwavering commitment to making the world a better place. Now, as we reflect on the rich and multifaceted tapestry of his life, we are left with a legacy that transcends time, a legacy that is as much about the battles he fought as it is about the love and hope he shared with the world. George Foreman will forever remain an emblem of strength, a symbol of perseverance, and a reminder that every moment, every challenge, and every victory contributes to the extraordinary story of a life well lived.